Hello, I wanted to talk over some of the syllabus with you. I won't talk over the whole thing, just some of the important pieces here. So this is Math for Elementary Teachers 1. It is an online class, and you've got my contact information here. I have an office on the Pocahontas campus. I've got my office phone number listed, but email is probably going to be a better way to reach me. I know you guys are being online, and you want that time, the freedom of time, to get these things done whenever you need to. So I'm in my office through the week, Monday through Thursday or so. But I am available to you outside of those office hours too. So on our Moodle page over there on the right-hand side, I've got a list of my office hours. So there's some nights, there's some weekend times in there too. So hit me up on email and we can get that stuff figured out. So the course prereqs, we hope you would have had college algebra with a grade of C or higher. The course description is there. The course learning outcomes is what we're going to be talking about in this class. The textbooks and materials. So I need you to have an access code to Mymathlab. Okay, it's not necessarily going to be a book or anything like that. It's just an access code that you can type into that Pearson website. Once you get into Mymathlab, it does come with an ebook. Okay, so you still have a book. It's part of what you're paying for with that access code, but it's not going to be something you can print off. Okay, you can look at it online and everything else. It's an ebook. So make sure that it is an access code that is linked to the elementary school teacher book. Okay, if you used Mymathlab before, like in a college algebra class or something like that, that access code won't work. Okay, it does have to be one that's linked to the specific textbook. Now you can buy it from Pearson for probably cheaper than what you can buy it from the bookstore, but if you're using financial aid, you're going to have to go through the bookstore to get it. Additional course materials, since this is an online class, I need you to have a computer with internet access. Okay. Chromebooks don't work the best with Moodle and Respondus, but I think to do your homework or something, it would probably be okay. And then you can just jump into a school computer somewhere, desktop, to use for the test or whatever. I do need you to have a scientific calculator. It doesn't have to be anything that graphs or does anything like that. We're not going to get that heavy. I am not going to let you use your cell phones. Okay, cell phones also come with internet, and we can't do that on the test. You are going to need a webcam or a computer that has a camera and microphone. Okay, you will be taking videos of yourself. Part of the way we're going to take the test is that your webcam will record you while you are taking the test. So I do need you to have a webcam and a microphone. Some webcammers come with microphones, but just make sure you have both. I need to be able to see and hear you. We will use 2 learning management systems. Okay, we're going to use Moodle, but we will also use Mymathlab. So Moodle is going to be able, that's where you access through that MyBRTC portal stuff. We will be doing some of our assignments in Moodle, and then we're also going to be doing some of our assignments in Mymathlab. So Mymathlab is where we save the heavier math stuff. Math is just kind of hard to type in Moodle. So Mymathlab comes with its little toolboxes that make things a lot easier. So we'll be doing homework and quizzes and such like that in Mymathlab. You are going to have to make sure you turn off your pop-up blockers so that Mymathlab will work correctly. Excuse me. Okay, so it is an online class. You have a full week to get all the assignments due, but I know there are technical difficulties that do arise in an online class. So have your backup plan. Have a plan A, plan B, and even a plan C. Okay. I did want to make note that technical difficulties are not an acceptable excuse for failure to participate or submit assignments. Okay. So I do not make extensions for anything, okay, especially technical difficulties. You have a full week. I don't want you waiting until the last minute to get this stuff done. All right. We've had some storms come through and it knocks out your power one night. Well, maybe the next night you can work on it. Okay, so Just don't wait till the last minute on this stuff. I know you can access Moodle on Mymathlab sometimes on your smartphone or tablet, but for tests and quizzes and such, you're going to need a desktop computer. Okay, so our course activities and assignments. Lots of different ways we're going to be doing some work here. So each week we will open at Monday 1 a.m. Okay, everything for the next week will be available. And then your assignments are going to be due that following Sunday at 8 p.m. Okay, so you have a full week to get everything done. Nights, weekends, weekdays, whatever time you can find to work on it. Now, there are lessons set up in Moodle, and that is going to be your lecture material. Okay, so I have written out some of the things that I thought might be important to you. Okay. There's also some questions that are kind of embedded in there that you're going to have to answer to make sure you're retaining the information that you're reading. And you are going to be required to complete the lesson before you can start any other assignments for the week. Okay, you can go back and do those lessons multiple times. And those lessons are still going to be available to you whenever you're studying for the test or whenever you're studying for the final exam. Okay, you can always go back to those lessons. Like I said, that's just the lecture material for the class. Now, the homework assignments are going to be done in Mymathlab, and I want you to do the lesson first, and then you can come in and do the homework. Okay. You get multiple attempts on that homework. You can check answer and keep trying them again and again. So keep working on those homeworks until you get 100. They will be due Sunday night, 8 p.m., and then it closes. Okay, we're not extending homework into the next week. You have other stuff to do in the next week. There's also going to be a quiz probably every week. Okay, that will be done in Mymathlab. I expect you to do the homework first. Make sure you understand the homework good, and then you can try the quiz. I forgot to add in here that quizzes are going to be closed note, closed book. So you are on your own there. Quizzes are going to be closed note, closed book. It's expected that you do those on your own without help. There are discussion forums most weeks. And I use discussion forum lightly because sometimes it is a true discussion forum where you and your classmates will discuss different teaching methods or a different topic that we talked about in Mymathlab, stuff like that. Sometimes it's just like later we have a assignment where I want you to go and interview an elementary teacher, and I have a list of questions that you need to ask and all that stuff. So sometimes it's going to be stuff like that. So discussion forum may not always be a discussion with your classmates, but it's got lots of different ideas in it, and it's not always just math. Sometimes it's more on the education side of things. When they are discussions, you will need to respond to at least 2 other people's work. Okay, it is a discussion. I want to see discussions happening, but I will describe all that to you for each assignment. Exams. We will have 4 exams throughout the semester. We will be using Respondus Lockdown Browser for that. It will be closed note, closed book, just like the quizzes were. The final exam, kind of the same idea, except it's cumulative. It will be over everything we talk about the entire semester. So, the weight of grading assignments. So your lessons are worth 5%. Remember, that's your lecture material. It does have a few questions thrown in that are graded. Homework is 15%, quizzes are 15%, discussion forums are 15%, exams are 30%, and the final exam is 20%. Grading scale is pretty standard. Grading turnaround time. Mymathlab grades it instantly. Okay, on the quizzes and tests, you might see that I'll lock it in place so that maybe I can do some partial credit if I'm seeing your work and stuff. I can give you some partial credit and adjust your score. So the test, I'm going to say give me a week to get those ironed out before I let them show. Extra credit? There is none. Okay, you have plenty of credit, plenty of work to do along the way. Academic integrity. So this is the cheating. Don't cheat. You're going to be stuck in a classroom with all kinds of little people one day, and you really need to know how to do this stuff, okay? Some of this may seem a lot bigger than what you're ever going to have to teach your students, but in order to teach something, you really need to know 15 steps ahead of what you're actually teaching them. So yes, it is a lot harder than what you're going to be teaching your elementary students. That's on purpose. Okay, you've got to be really good and comfortable with this stuff. Support services, we have all kinds of things available to you, so dig through that link, see what all we got. Communication policy, you can reach me through a lot of different avenues. Email's probably going to be the quickest. If you think that, you really need some one-on-one time with the topic, we can meet in my office, or we can meet in a Zoom meet. I can set up a one-on-one Zoom meeting, and we can talk one evening about something that's really bothering you. Okay, so just let me know. Attendance policy, it's not necessarily that you got to show up to campus, but you do need to be working on this stuff every week. Okay, minimal participation is logging into Moodle at least twice a week and working on things. So don't try to just sit down and do this stuff all in one day. It's a lot. It's a lot. Makeup and late work. No makeup, no late work. Get it done the first time. Okay. Thank you.